Hey girl, hey, happy self-care Saturday talk. And on this week's episode, we are going to talk about feminine energy and how healing it has been a really positive thing in my life. But before we get started into that, I just wanted to kind of talk a little bit and let you guys know that, I haven't really been consistent for the last month and a half or so, maybe 2 months. The energy has just been kind of on a roller coaster and some things that are coming up that I needed to heal and reconfigure of how I'm going to go forward and with some of these things that I have, having limiting beliefs about, right? And I've tried to do some affirming and things like that, but I needed to start doing a little bit more of embodiment work with that. And so that's kind of what I'm going to be working on in the next couple months or so. So more to come on that, but I just kind of wanted to give you an update of what's been going on and how I've been feeling. And now that we have that all situated, now we can kind of get go into more detail on the feminine energy healing. And I just wanted to let you know that this is going to be a two-part video. One is just going to be about healing the feminine energy and becoming more receptive and receiving. And then the second video is going to talk more about how feminine energy is important to embrace and to really heal as single parents, so that our sons and daughters know how to act and embody this feminine energy and things like maybe it wasn't your situation, but in my situation, there was a lot of masculine energy in the women in my life. With that, and on top of the things that I've had to deal with in my personal life, I just got into that masculine energy really young, and it's been really a struggle to get out of. And I'm glad that I've been healing my wounded masculine, so then my feminine energy can come through a little bit better. That would make me feel a little lighter too, right? Because when we're in our masculine energy, we tend to be very heavy, very matter of fact, and it just isn't, it's exhausting after a while. I mean, it was completely exhausting for me to constantly be in my masculine energy, to be, doing everything on my own. I have some notes on the computer here that I'm going to be looking at, just to make sure that I'm including everything. I'm looking away, that is what I'm looking at. Let's get started and talk about what's the feminine energy and how receiving has been a great difference, right? It's made a great difference in my life. In my feminine energy was it was not even a thing, right? I was just in my masculine energy, and I was in my masculine energy as a young teenage girl who ended up, becoming a single parent at a young age, due to, my child's father passing away when I was 6 months pregnant. So I just didn't really have a choice, right? When I was a teen parent and became a teen single parent before even the child was born. And that just really put me into my masculine energy. I got stuck there for a long time, and I didn't really know how to get out. And on top of that, society tries to trick us, especially us women, and say that feminine energy is weak and that, it's not needed. And definitely has been proven that us being women sticking in our masculine energy hasn't been doing us any well neither, right? Feminine energy is actually our superpower as a woman, and we want to really embody that and become more feminine in our day-to-day, so that we can be more open to receive, right? Because the feminine energy is open to receive, and that is, receiving love, care, support, money, help, and abundance without guilt and without shame and without second guessing ourselves, right? Because the feminine energy they're sure of themselves. And it's just really important for us to embody and enjoy it, right? Not be so scared of it or worried about people maybe judging us or anything like that. So I didn't really realize that I was actually in my masculine energy. I just realized that there was a prominent feminine and prominent masculine energy. I just knew that I had to do what I had to do to get through and to survive, right? And to raise my kid. As I was going through this process of becoming a teen parent, a single teen parent, I did ask for help, right? In certain circumstances. And there was many times where when I asked for help, I was met with no's, excuses. I was a burden. I was not, it wasn't taken well. So that kind of made me not want to ask, right? It's made me uncomfortable to ask people for help because I was made to feel that I was like less of and that it was a problem. So after that, and that was just even like simple asking for a ride to the doctors, because as I was young, I wasn't able to drive and stuff like that yet. And I was, having to take RTS buses to work and to the doctor's offices and just different things like that. And sometimes I would ask for a ride and people would just put their nose up and be really negative about it. After getting so much negativity about it, it really closed me off to ask for help because I didn't feel that comfortable, right? It was not. So I just felt like, okay, I'm better off doing this on my own. So I was there doing it on my own for years. And then I got burnt out. It was too much, being the mom, the dad, the worker, the everything, right? For everybody besides anything for myself. Once I started getting that burnout and going through my divorce and everything like that, I really had to start healing my feminine energy. I didn't want to be in this masculine energy anymore. There was lots of reasons why I didn't want to be in this masculine energy anymore. Didn't always want to be the goer, the doer, and all of that. But also, what I learned in this process, going through this divorce process and stuff like that, that the type of men that I'm attracting is basically not the type of man that I want, right? I want a masculine man, and I'm not attracting that because I'm too much in my masculine energy myself. So I'm repelling what I want. Attracting that masculine man that wants to come in and take charge and do the things, right? I'm attracting men who are more so in their feminine energy because, right, masculine and masculine is going to just bump heads. So if I'm so much in my masculine, then what is going to come towards me is a more of a feminine man. I was like, nope, I don't want to, continue attracting these type of people into my life. I want to attract healthy masculine. And so in order to attract a healthy masculine, I have to become a healthy feminine, right? I had to start doing the work, becoming more open to receive, right? Because that's the feminine energy is more open to receive. That was hard, to be honest. It was hard to be open to receive again. After so long of felt like you didn't deserve to be in the receiving end, or, you made to feel guilty of it or uncomfortable, whatever. There's lots of different feelings that can come up on this, but I started being more open to receiving, and it all kind of started with, you're going to probably laugh about it. When I went to the pet store, I bought a 25-30 pound bag of dog food, and they asked, I want them to bring the bag of dog food out to my car. And the first time that this has happened, I was like, oh no, I got it. I put the dog food on my shoulder and I walked out. And then, God put into my spirit and said, no, that's not what we're going to do. So next time you go, you're going to want to accept them offering to bring it out to your car. I said, okay, the next time I go, they ask and I say yes. I allowed that to happen. And then from there, it kind of started more off with like doors, people, opening up doors for you and just different things like that was very closed off previously. So more things started happening and it just, started getting lighter and it just started feeling good, right? Like, oh, okay, yeah, thank you. Have a great day, smile and move on. So this was a very big pivotal moment in my healing journey of being open to receive, no longer like feeling ashamed of it or guilted for it or whatnot, right? Because the people that want to do it are going to do it. And honestly, I'm going to tell you, since I've healed, right, it's kind of weird to really notice how many men are not in their masculine energy and not willing to hold the door for you. And, I have men like trying to beat me to the door just to beat me into the door, right? Not to hold the door for me, but just wanting to like compete or whatever. I don't know. It's kind of weird. But before, when I was in my masculine energy, I couldn't see that because I was just, in my masculine energy too, like, okay, we're going to go into this door and whatever, or that really focused, do it, get it done energy type of deal. But I think that really is not a healthy masculine. That's a wounded masculine. And maybe not even really masculine at all. I'm just saying, once you start healing your wounded masculine and you start becoming more feminine and healing your feminine energy, you start like, you see things that you haven't been able to see. And you're like, whoa, wow, that's a change, right? And you're like, oh. So it's been very eye-opening for me to have healed my feminine energy and being open to receive and just being more receptive of having people help. When you're not open to receive, this affects us in so many different ways. Because that means that we are really not open to receive anything. We're not open to receive healthy love. We're not open to receive like pay. We're not open to receive like in our careers, right? So if you're in a career and you want to ask for, or you feel that you should earn more money, but you're not really open to receive that. And so you're not open to ask for it and you're not open to receive it. So it's going to be like, it's going to feel very uncomfortable and you're never going to feel like you're getting what you deserve, right? Because you're closed off to it. And once you're closed off to it, it's hard for you to receive it because you can't even see it when it's coming towards you because your eyes are closed, right? Just like as I was telling you before, just a few moments ago, before I healed my feminine energy, I was very in my masculine and I wouldn't be able to even tell a man from being a masculine to not, because a healthy masculine to not a healthy masculine, because I wasn't even like open to receive any of that. I was just very much into my masculine energy, getting things done, going in and being very focused on doing that. And so now that I am open to receive, like I said, you do see things differently. And then you're like, whoa. So, if you want to have the ability to make more money, to bring in of, receiving energy and being supported and loved and all of that, then you have to be open to that. And in order to be open to that, you have to start and embodying that energy, right? So somebody holds the door for you, say thank you, smile, and really take that in. Everybody's going to, do it at first, and that's okay, because everybody is on this healing journey. But I wouldn't allow that to, if somebody doesn't hold the door for you or whatnot, don't allow that to put you back into your masculine. Just, that person isn't where they need to be, or maybe they are where they need to be, but they're not like aligned with you. And that's okay, because not everybody is going to be aligned with where you're currently at. Sorry, make sure. So once you start healing your feminine energy, you start to open, you start to soften a bit, you start to trust more, and suddenly you just start receiving more. Be open to receive love, receive different opportunities, finances, overflow, not because you're going after it, right? But because you're open to it. So we don't want to chase the energy. We don't want to chase things. That's the masculine, go, 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 do, do, do. We want to be more open to receive and magnetize it into us, attract it into us, and more soft and all of that is going to be more magnetizing. Now, I'm not saying to be allowing people to walk all over you, no, because you have, how to put your standards up and have your boundaries and all of that. So keep that, but also, learn that you can be soft at times as well, because being that hard masculine outer person is just, it's very unbecoming, and it's exhausting. Yes. After a while, it's like, whew, I just don't want to do this anymore. Be, in charge of everything. And at first it felt good to have the control, right? Because I had this mindset that if it wasn't my way, then it wasn't the right way, and all of that type of things. But those self-limiting beliefs keep us so miserable in that masculine energy, and it keeps us so closed off to so many different amazing things, and that we don't even realize it because we've been in this masculine energy for so long. And that's why I'm going to make a part 2 of it, because we really need to become more feminine, even, with our children, and be a little bit softer in how we approach things, because the way that we're currently doing it as a single parent, most of us at least, or how we have, it really hasn't been becoming, and it really, we have to start changing some things so then our kids can learn from us, because we can't keep on repeating this same unhealthy cycle that we've been in, right? We'll get there. So, I hope that this was helpful for you. And if this resonated with you, and leave a flower in the comments, and, just embrace it. It may feel a little uncomfortable at first to become more feminine and out of your masculine energy, especially because I'll give you this little tip too, because I've been kind of struggling with this a little bit lately, okay? Is, the feminine energy is more like flowy and just receiving, and then the masculine energy is more doing and stuff like that. And since I've been in that masculine energy for so long, I have been struggling a little bit to not achieve so many different things. Like, I want to achieve things, but I'm trying to do it more in a feminine way instead of the masculine way, because, as a feminine, they do receive more if you are open to that, right? So I'm trying to be open to do things differently this time around with my business and just my life in general. And so I'm trying to embody some different techniques or different things to embrace more of the feminine energy. And it's been a little uncomfortable, to be honest, like to be more relaxed, I guess, in some situations. Like, oh, like, whoa. But I guess, I'm not saying this to scare you or to change you, to turn you away from it. I'm just letting you know that every time that we go against what we've always done, there's going to be a bit of an uncomfortableness to change things, right? And we have to get out of our comfort zones in order to make this change and to see it. And at this point, what do I have to lose? I don't want to be in that exhausting masculine energy and, the chasing and all of that, because honestly, that really hasn't got me anywhere to be where I want to be. So I'm trying to do things differently, like I said, even in my business, and being more open to receive and in a different way. And it's okay, and you may come up with some blocks or some bumps in the road, and that's okay too, right? Because we're just learning to do things differently. I think it's good, right? It's good for us to do things differently and try to do things differently. And I see so many people doing it this way now that why can't it work for me? I just have to embody it and get there. So I just want to leave you with some affirmations to help embody and reprogram your subconscious mind to believe different things. So these are some affirmations for receiving. I am open and willing to receive all the goodness life has to offer me. I receive love, support, and abundance with ease and grace. It's safe for me to be supported. I do not have to earn my worth. I am worthy simply because I exist. I am a magnet for aligned blessings and divine favor. And then here are some affirmations for healing your wounded masculine energy. I release the need to do it all on my own. And this is huge. I allow life to support me. I soften into trust. I soften into love. I no longer carry what's not mine to hold. I am held, guided, and protected always. Affirmations for more of energy embodiment, right? Because we have to feel it, but we also have to embody these things as well. And my softness is my strength. I honor my cycles, my flow, and my inner wisdom. I embrace my divine feminine power with confidence and love. I attract love, peace, and prosperity just by being my authentic self. I am receptive, radiant, and deeply worthy. So if you say these things to yourself, write them down. I have my affirmation journal, and I say some of these in my journal as well. And just say that to yourself daily of things that will help you think differently, right? Because we have to start retraining our subconscious mind. And in order to do that, we have to tell it a different story. And so these affirmations help do that. And then also when we are taking some intentional action, which is allowing people to do things for us, if they offer to help, don't be so quick to say, no, that's okay, I can do it. No. Yes, thank you. Be receptive of it, to be open to receive it. And don't feel like, because I know this is a big one for women, and I know it's going to kind of be a little bit off of the road that we've been on, that we've been talking about here, but I just wanted to kind of put it in because I do feel that it's necessary for me to say this, is that, you know, sometimes we are made to feel that we owe people something, right? Like if somebody does something nice for us, that we have to pay them back in some way, but we don't. That is not what the feminine energy is all about. And, you know, not to say that you can't ever be nice and stuff like that and be receptive of the energy, but I'm just saying it's not like a transaction, because we've become such a transactional society where you do for me, I do for you. But no, that's where we have to stop, because it's not that. Whoever is kind of leading with that type of energy, I wouldn't really focus too much time on that, because that's not where we want to be as a feminine woman. We want to be open to receive, and then we can give to who deserves to be given to when it's time, but we don't need to be feeling pressured or like it's a transaction, right? Because when it's a transaction, you do for me, I do for you type of deal, it doesn't feel good. It's still very much a masculine thing, because it's a transaction. It's like you're doing that for me to get this, or I'm doing that for you to give me this, and it's not becoming. So we don't want to do that. I hope that this was helpful for you, and show you some different things on how to begin with the feminine energy, with healing your feminine energy, and just being open to receive, right? Because to attract different, you have to do different and be different. Let's start by doing things differently. Would like to join? I am going to be doing a 30-day embodiment workshop per se on Facebook. In a private group. So if you want to be a part of that, I would type me in the comments, and I will add you into that. It's going to start in June. And we're going to do that for the whole month of June. And we're going to really get into this embodiment of being in our feminine energy, and just more receptive to receive, and be open to love, and all of the goodness that comes with that. And I'm so excited for it, because it's a really exciting and good, right? It's going to make you feel good about yourself and on where you're heading. So if you are open to it, like I said, drop me in the comments with a heart, and I will add you into my group in June on Facebook. So have a great day. You enjoyed it, and I'll talk to you later. Have a good one. Bye.